press recorder. You got recording, and then go live.
Oh wait, broadcast live destination is not selected now.
Month Unite 816.
Yes.
What
You
was
got
it
to then.
called?
Will my insecurities make me abandon my purpose?
That should still be
No, it wasn't.
there. Oh, you stopped to go live.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going live in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to Connections to Life TV, where we talk about the for real, for real. Join Ministers Gloria and Lawana as they discuss the topic, Will my insecurities make me abandon my purpose? Food for thought. Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you.
Well, first off, we need to find out what insecurity is. Insecurity is uncertainty or anxiety about oneself or lack of confidence. Now, I don't know about you all, but I know I lack confidence in some areas in my life. You? What about you?
I definitely lack confidence in my life, and it's not a laughing matter.
No.
But it's just because the way she threw it to me, so I had to laugh. But we really want to talk to y'all about just the fact that will it make you abandon your purpose?
Yes.
I think that is like so important. It's really important that we talk about this because we feel though insecurities stop us from reaching life goals.
Yes.
And that could be as a job for you, that could be a ministry, whatever you desire, you begin to draw back,
Yeah.
And then one of the things is it about that abandonment is because the insecurities sneak in, fear, doubt, you know what I'm saying, and feeling like you're not ready, like you don't think that you're ready. But even that say spiritual, if God called you, you just feel like I'm not ready, God, maybe next time, but he called you for this season.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that we really want to talk about. And then another thing that is sometimes we don't want the spotlight.
That's right.
We don't want the spotlight, and fear of failure.
Yeah.
We just afraid that we're gonna fail, so we never ever try. One thing, if we never ever try, then how we gonna know we're gonna fail? So we have to be really careful with just doubting ourselves.
Yes.
Doubting ourselves. Another thing is, I think I said that fear of being successful, not trusting your own ability, not trusting yourself. Far as thinking that you're not gonna be able to complete a job, or if someone going to accept me,
Right.
like if that's just like this, like how do we know that y'all gonna accept us? But we see because we see them likes, so I'm just being silly. One of the things is Lawana is gonna get into it because we want to talk about the fact of the root of it, just some of the things where we found where some of the things that with insecurities, it's like the character traits of insecurities. I think you're gonna really find this is to be really, really good because it blew my mind. I'm like, I'm on this list like 5 times.
Right.
But I really want you guys to really listen in and relate. And we're gonna share like just some quick testimonies, but we want to just get through some of our paper and some of the tips that we found for you guys.
Right. Now, are you finished with this one? We're gonna go with this one. A lot of times, like, a lot of times people make things look easy, but you never know what it took them to get to that place, or the process, I should say. And sometimes, like far as like you mentioned something that I went through in the beginning here. I don't want the spotlight, and will they accept me? A lot of times when people working at a job and promotion come, you have to be over your friends that you've been friends with, and y'all been, laughing and joking, and now you get an opportunity to get promoted, and now it's like, how they gonna look at me? Will they accept me? Are they gonna take me serious? And if you get all these thoughts in your head, and it kind of make you, draw back or not feel secure in the position that you're getting. Now, I'm really familiar with that. I'm going to share that a little later. But right now, we're going to talk about some of the characteristics of being insecure. A lot of people, some people feel like, do I have enough to offer?
Have you ever felt like you had
I have. I was in a position where I was getting promoted to. I was working at a telemarketing place, and they wanted me to do from the call room go to mapping, and so the mapping room. And when I went there, I'm like, well, I don't know if I can do this, And the young lady that was doing the job, she was really good. I don't know what was going on, why they demoted her, but actually I had to go back to her and have her help me, and I was just thinking like, I don't know if I can fill this space, fill this gap, or even amount up to what she was doing.
Wow.
So, I was feeling really insecure, and I didn't know if she'd help me, but she was a good friend, and in spite of what was going on, she did help me, and I appreciate that. But, yeah, so definitely, you think like, well, I'll mount up. You have low self-esteem. Some people that have low self-esteem need to be validated. They have a need that, they have to be validated by people.
Or they worry about everything.
Everything. Do I look right? Is my hair made? Something like what we was doing today.
Right. And one of the things they said they never feel safe or settled.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It's just a whole lot. We're just gonna go through some of them, and it's like they push away. They push away everything, and they push everything back. So that means that they kind of like, well, it's like I'm, basically saying that you're not ready, like you're stalling, you know what I mean? So it's just like, because you're not ready. So it's like, I want to push that back. Let me push this back another week because I ain't ready. I was talking to somebody on the phone today that was like, nope, I ain't ready. You ain't give me a date. And I'm like, but I told you whenever you ready, you could be ready. But their insecurities, literally, stop them, and they continue to keep making dates. And another thing is they constantly apologize.
I met someone like that. They always apologize. I don't know what for, but they just always apologize, and so I don't know if it's something with them.
Maybe they feel like everybody always hate them. That's one of the things. They feel like everybody hate them, and they worry if anyone would talk badly about them. I'm not gonna say that's crazy because we all deal with that, so it's just, and it's like they leave every situation wondering if they offended anyone. That's crazy. We got so many things, or it's like or did they make anyone angry? Like
they have a lot of stuff going on. These are characteristics of people that may be insecure. So if you come across anybody with any of these signs, it can be some insecurities that they are dealing with. One of them are they feel like they never feel safe or settled. You know, never feel safe or settled. Like they got to make sure, always making sure everything okay. Did I say that right? Did I do anything wrong? Is everything okay? That's one of the signs of insecurities. Another one is
being alone is their worst fear,
uh-huh.
and they crave for approval.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
know,
a good
they
one.
crave for approval. This stuff was really blowing me, and it's like, and they one of the things that really got me, they was saying that how when they walk into a room,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of them addressing everybody, they cling to one person.
Mm-hmm.
They cling to one person. Because they deal with anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
and then they are jealous of other people's relationships.
Wow.
You know, because it's like they can't have that, you know, relationship, because one thing about them, they don't feel incomplete, and they don't feel like people like them, and they feel like they're being judged, all of that. But one thing that I wanted to share with y'all, like dealing with one of the main things with me, because one of these things is I go through a lot of insecure. Yes, me, believe this one right here, me. One of the things that I wanted to share, we're gonna get back because we still got a whole lot of things, and I really want to just get off the paper for a minute, because like we said, you know, we already know that, you know, it deal with low self-esteem.
Yes.
We already know that all these things or whatever, like it's fear and it's doubt, is that I'm not ready. We know that, you know, fear of success. We know that we feel like we can't deliver. We feel so smothered, you know, with everything. And I just want to deal with some of my insecurities or whatever. Like, can I just get free? I'm just playing with y'all. But no, one of the things that, far as going back to our topic, will my insecurity make me abandon my purpose?
Yes.
Absolutely me. God called me to do a lot of things, and a lot of the things, and I just get real, for real. So he called me to do some things, and he told me a couple years ago, like, I want you to get on Facebook, and I want you to start talking to people, and I want you to start promoting things. And I'm like, well, okay, I received that, God, but you know, if you let me lose like 10 more pounds, and I'll get out there for you, for real. So he let me lose the 10 pounds, and then I'm like, 10 more, you know, I'm like, and I was never satisfied. That don't matter how much I dropped or whatever, it was still like, well, now my eyes are sinking, or maybe my hair. So I just went through every little excuse to not do what I was supposed to do. And God said that this would bring riches to you. It would bring, you'll be able to share your testimony, and you'll be able to, do these things. And I'm like, well, and I'm a firm believer in, when God tells you to do something, do it. Mm-hmm. In the season that he tell you to do it.
Yes.
And the season that he said you to do it in, because sometimes I just feel like sometimes it's a window, and it's like, if you do it when he say do it, it's gonna be good.
Yes.
Not when you are ready.
Yes.
And me and Lawana was talking, and we was talking about. So I was talking about, like, me being insecure about my weight or whatever, and not being ready. And I was like, well, I just want to be, skinny. So one thing that we said then when we was in conversation with, that she can agree with me, is sometimes God want to use you right where you at. Yes. If I will be like skinny, then I'll probably be like, "Whoo, see you, God," but. And I'm just being honest, and it's just like, because I won't be in the same mindset.
That's right.
So he want to use me where I'm at, and this body and this face with this curly hair. So I just tell y'all, so a lot of times I'm like, I hide myself, and y'all probably know some of my people that's on my page. I'll make a video and I'll delete it. Because I'll be like, you know what? It's cute, but that angle right there, I'll be like, insecurities. But I had something to say because God gave me a word.
Yes.
And he wanted me to say it
Yes.
to the people. And I repent right now, God, because I'm, and I was not able to deliver it because I felt so uncomfortable with myself. I felt uncomfortable with myself, and I wanted to be this way and look that way and speak this way.
Right.
But my anointing is who I am today, and I shouldn't have to worry about those things or whatever. And, and I need to just get out here and just do it. And I don't want nothing stopping me from my purpose. And I know that you guys don't. So, therefore, you got something to say to people?
Therefore, just I don't know, let's take this to something else or whatever, but I share a similar story. Even when God called me to ministry, some people felt like, why her? She's not ready. And even though I felt like that, but because of other people's feelings, it made me, kind of like go back. Fall back, like, well, maybe that's not it, but God had to tell me after I got prophesied to by apostle, but God had to tell me that he called me to this. And so I had to just stand on his word and not what people say, because if I had to listen to people, I wouldn't have been able to see the manifestation of God and why did he put me in this position. So I thank God that I did, but it really almost kept me from my purpose and going forward. But now I just try to listen to the voice of God and close all the noise, shut out all the noise, because this is what matters. Ready or not, here we come. And so definitely it can stop you from your purpose. It can make you abandon your purpose, and that's one of the biggest things.
Thoughts.
People can do that,
telling you that you're not ready,
right? And you can actually be trying to build yourself up to it, and then somebody could come and say something, and then then you start doubting yourself. Then you thinking like, well, maybe they right, or they know more than me, or you looking up to them.
It's one of the traits, you compare yourself to people.
Right. And that's one thing insecure people do, compare themselves to others. So we don't want to do that.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to compare ourselves to people, because some, just be the best that you can be and bring what you can bring. Like, I used to we used to have a group called the We Project. And I used to tell them, like, where it's like God uses all of us.
Yes.
In our gifts. He used all of us in our... Why can't I talk today, okay? He uses all of us. And each one of us have a gift that's needed to the kingdom. And we cannot compare ourselves to other people, because they might have something that you don't got, but that don't mean that yours less worth, it's worthless.
That's right.
It all means something. All the gifts mean something, and they all work together for God. You know, and I will always say that to them. And that's why it's like with me, I really don't deal with like, even though I know it says, people that deal with rejection deal with jealousy, I'm actually happy for other people. And I just try to stay in my zone, so it's like, and I love, even in our ministry, we all have a part that we play, and we don't step on each other's toes. We just feel like that you're good here and I'm good here, and it just worked good. We flow together.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know how to do that, because you got the one that's like trying to be the jack of all trades. It's like, come on, push everybody over, and then you just be like, that make people fall back. That make people feel insecure, because some people can do a lot, and maybe I just got one, but but just get yourself on in there. Just push your way through. Just push your way through. Sorry about that. Another thing, and I don't want to keep saying but y'all get it. So we really want to encourage you guys, far as like some of the roots. What are some of the roots of just, we found this in our study, that there's a root to this thing. It's a root to our insecurities. It's a root to our madness. The reason why we feel this way. I always say this: nobody's born that way. Something happened to us where we lost our self confidence.
Yes.
And one of the things that she said was, what people said to me, and I'll allow it to be real big in my ear. But some of the roots that they were saying that some people, trauma, past traumas, parents that's always judging you, or neglect.
Yeah.
Just feeling neglect can make me, because I don't have nobody to say, hey, that you're wonderful and you can do this, and just push me to a lot of things. That's one of the things that I deal with. So I guess that's the reason why I did feel insecure, because I didn't have my cheerleader over here in the pocket, telling me that I can make it. But I had the biggest cheerleader, that was God.
Yes.
And when I began to listen to God about what he said to me about me, concerning me,
Yes.
and I began to just walk, and I stopped thinking, because I was a people pleaser. And I think that that's something about being insecure, people pleasing. A lot of things, sometimes people would talk about people, and then I will be in a mix listening, and then they'll be like, well, Gloria said that, and I'll be like, and because I didn't want to, I was like, well, okay, well, let them be mad at me, passive, I'm like, well, and it actually kind of worked in a way, because it was just like, they wasn't never mad at me, or for some reason, but it was so easy for people to put stuff on me, and I would actually just take it, and I'd be like, okay, I can take it. And I dealt with that for so many years. It's just like people would do stuff to me, say stuff to me, and I'd be like, no, it's okay. It's okay. And one of the things is, I think why I felt that way is because I didn't want to fear being alone. So I did want to lose friendship, because I didn't have my mom and my dad, and and me and my family, some of us was close and some of us wasn't. And so everything that was in front of me meant the whole lot. Even maybe in my relationship with God, I made them bigger.
Yeah.
And so, but I don't do that no more. I don't do it anymore. Like, you talk about somebody, I'm like, I did not say that. You said it, So I done just built up, and I don't really care about what people think. I told Luana, even with this radio thing, podcast, I'm like, I don't want to hear any negative things.
Yeah.
Just all positive things. Even between us, it's like, no, let's build each other up or whatever, because it's important that we don't listen, And even if we make errors, so what? So what? I didn't say it right. It doesn't matter. It's just that I have something to say.
Yes.
And I don't care if people, looking at one word, but what are we saying here?
Right.
We're saying that being insecure stops us from being who God called us to be.
Yes.
Stop us from taking promotions and jobs. And that has to stop.
Yes.
One of my things that God was showing me is the fact that I think that my family dealt with a bunch of fear. Fear of being successful. They never ever, some of them never really tried. And what did that do? That fell on everybody else, because it was like, God gave you a dream, and he gave you, things to do, first, I want you to do this, or I wanted you to go there and this and that, but you it ain't gonna work, because you felt like everything else failed.
Right.
But it's not true. You kind of fail yourself by thinking it's going to fail.
Yes.
So you psych yourself out into believing that it's not going to work. So if God tell you to go across the street and stand there for 20 minutes, you about to go.
Yes.
Because guess what? Something might be some money on the other side.
Another root of insecurities is rejection. People rejecting you. You feeling rejected. Also, like you said, critical people, not just parents, but critical people can make you feel insecure. also we found out that insecure people make others feel insecure. So you got to watch out for that. You know, don't let nobody put nothing on you or make them get you scared to do something because they never tried nothing or they never stepped out on faith or they never, you know, experienced something or
We
took
was
an
laughing about that.
opportunity.
Remember, we was laughing. We was like, so how can an insecure person make you feel insecure? So I was like, well, maybe if I go in there, because I'm a little chubbier than Luana, and I'd be like, you know what, this dress is not flattering on me, and I think it's gonna be flattering on you too, cause you skinny.
Well, I'm not gonna get it then. If you said that, I'm not gonna get it.
So it's like, I don't want her to be happy, and I don't want her to look good in it either.
Right.
So it's like,
you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Insecure people. You make your own mind up. You look good in that dress, or you feel good in that dress. It give you confidence. Wear that dress, long as it's below your knees. No. Just kidding. Whatever works for you. All right. Also, a loss of a job. You know, I remember my son. He lost his first job, and he had never lost a job before. And he came to me. He was so down, and he didn't know, like. It seemed like he thought it was over. I said, that was just your first job. You're young. You got a whole lot of jobs you're going to get. And so once he got back out there, it built up his confidence. And now, I don't know how many, he didn't got fired from a lot of jobs, but he keep getting them and he keep getting fired. But he see that he can keep getting them. I hope
he build that confidence.
Look, don't lose that other. Don't take it for granted now. Watch it, sir. And I don't mean to tell you business. But yeah, you have to be confident. It's not the end of the world. I think people are really. Before we get into that, we only got a short period of time left. We want to get into some healthy tips for you all to overcome some of the insecurities so you can pursue your purpose. One of the things is just face your fears. Just go out, just do it. Just face your fears. Do it afraid. Do it afraid. You scared? Do it. Fear may not go nowhere, but you have to keep moving.
Jump right into it.
Yes. Take no thought. Just do it. You actually fail if you never try. So how do you know you can succeed at or what God have for you if you never try? So you have to just go for it. And while you're going for it, enjoy the journey. Like, don't do it miserably. Like, oh, I might as well try this and all this. No, just like, hey, I'm about to try this.
I'm out here
now, and learn. I mean, you can never fail if you learn from all your failures, all your FCs. Just learn from them. Just gain whatever you can gain out of every experience.
I like this one that says, continue to remind yourself that you are a part of something larger than yourself.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
I love
that. It's really not about us. God already got this thing planned out for us. We just got to walk in it. Just walk in it.
What about getting feedback from people you trust?
Yes. And that love you. Yes. Like all them other people, don't matter what they say. If you go to somebody, the first thing they say something negative, they not for you.
Or be willing to try different strategies if necessary.
Yes. Always have a plan B. Don't just go at it. I always tell my daughter, look, you cannot have a one-way mind. You have to be open and broad in your mind. Give yourself time to heal and adapt to make a new normal. So if you're dealing with rejection and you all this stuff going on, give yourself time to heal and make a new norm. Like just get rid of rejection and make it a new norm.
One thing I like about that, and we're getting ready to close, is another thing is to engage with life.
Yes.
And that just means to me, just get out there, put yourself out there, and do not be afraid.
Yes.
Do not be afraid, because the only thing that's rejecting you is yourself. I'm at a gym full of people that I'm like, like they're older than me, and I'm like, okay, so maybe, I'm not going, they're not going to understand what I'm talking about, and then I might not understand what they're talking about, but surprising, we had a lot in common.
Yes.
We had a lot in common. and that's what it is. It's like if you get out there, you'll realize that people do accept you, you know.
Yes.
And everybody might not, but it don't matter, you know. And first of all, God accepts you, so that's what matters. Like, get out there, talk to somebody, push yourself to do, you know, great things. Don't stop what you're doing. Our lighting is going out. No, I'm just playing. So we want to get Apostle Ward input on what we're talking about, because maybe I'm quite sure she a minister, so she deal with people that insecure. For one, she deal with us, because it took us like 2 years to get up there and start ministering, talking. We were like, oh no, we're not ready. She's like, yes you are, God called you to this. I'm like, okay. If you say I can do it.
Right.
So
Well, I think it's an excellent topic. And I think the most important thing is that we can't allow anything to make us abandon the purpose that you were on this earth for. If you abandon your purpose, why are you here?
That's right. That's
So
right.
you can't allow anyone to get you to not do what God called you to do.
that's right.
Because remember, He's the manufacturer.
Yes.
The one who built you is the one that knows what you're made for.
Oh, I love that.
So if you allow others to tell you what you can and cannot do, then you're submitting to them as if they are God, as opposed to whom the real God is.
Better watch that. Yes. That's
So, and I saw something today. You cannot allow people to say who you are or who you're not, and you give them too much credit.
Yes.
That's good.
They are not the creator of you, so therefore they don't know.
That's right.
So you have to let the naysayers go, because when you stand before God, you want to hear, well done,
That's right.
good and faithful servant. And they can't give you that.
Oh, that's good.
Okay? And I just love the topic, and very true. I remember when I met you guys 10 years ago, and I told you who you were. You looked at me like I was crazy. But now we see that you are who God says you are. And so I'm going to go ahead and read the scripture that you all gave me to read. And it's found in Philippians 4:7. Fear is our human reaction to the trials that we will face in this life.
Yes.
But God promises us that we can experience peace in every situation.
Amen.
His peace surpasses all understanding and will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So go with
You
the
gotta
peace of
say that.
God
Yes.
and walk out what you've been called to do. Do it afraid if
Yeah,
you must
amen.
do it, but just do it anyway, because you were called for purpose.
I like that.
Yes.
Do you have anything to say, Lanisha, or our director?
For
Anything?
the first time? Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in to Connect to Life. We really appreciate y'all comments. If you comment, we will say it over the air. And if you would like to join us in any of our conversation, could you please give us a call? Our number is on our page, right, Apostle? Or you can, it's right at the bottom. And it's on a page, or you can contact us through email. I'm not sure. I don't know if you got an email yet.
Yeah.
And we are booking people. So if you want to get into our conversation for real, holla at your people.
Yes.
We're off.